Hi, sophomores. Today we're going to talk a little bit about stop punctuation, otherwise known as how to avoid run-ons. There we go. Full screen is always good. Okay. We call it stop punctuation because you want to stop yourself from combining two independent clauses in a way that is illegal. So there are certain types of punctuation that can make sure that you avoid this problem. Okay, so first we have to understand what is an independent clause. Further in this presentation, you're going to notice that independent clause is referred to as IC. An independent clause can stand alone as a sentence. It always contains a subject. It always contains a verb, but that's not enough. You have to have a complete thought. It's not enough to just say Ed is, which is a subject and a verb. You have to finish the thought. Ed is happy today. Sometimes you can have just a subject and a verb and that does make a complete thought, but you need to ask yourself, is this thought finished? So here are some examples on the right of independent clauses. We've got James went to the store. Max registered for school. Everest loves to play with his sister. Aurora is learning to read. Isaiah rides the bus to kindergarten. Now these are all very simple sort of sentences, subject, verb, prepositional phrase for the most part, which if you don't know what that is, we're going to learn about that soon, so don't worry. Or it might be that you already know what prepositional phrases are, that your teacher decided to talk about those first. Now before we move on, I'm making this video at home and my youngest son wants to say hi to everybody. Go ahead.
Hello, subscribe to Mr. Beast.
I'm going to assume that's a YouTube channel. Okay, moving on. There we go. Okay, so I told you that stop punctuation was about learning how to properly join two independent clauses together, and they can be joined by using very specific rules. So a comma with a fanboy is an acceptable way to join two independent clauses. If you've never heard of fanboys before, fanboys stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And those are the words that, preceded by a comma, will allow you to join two independent clauses together. If you have two independent clauses that are joined by only a comma, such as we have over here in the first incorrect sentence, where it says James went to the store, comma, he bought Pokemon cards, that is a run-on. It is known as a comma splice. We are going to be looking for these in your writing and coming down on you if you have them, so be sure you understand what a comma splice is. The second sentence here, where it says Isaiah rides the bus to school, he really loves it, is what you might call a more traditional run-on. It doesn't have the comma, but it's still a run-on because you still have two independent clauses joined together without any form of stop punctuation, right? So our first form of stop punctuation is the comma and the fanboys. And here are some examples that are correct. So Max registered for school, comma, but he is not ready for summer to end. Or Aurora is excited to go to the school library, comma, for she loves to read. Or Everett loves to play with his sister, comma, so he does not want her to go to school every day. Okay. Now, you can also join two independent clauses together with a semicolon. You can do it with a semicolon by itself. Okay, so if you can put a period there properly, chances are you can put a semicolon there properly. The other thing you can do with a semicolon is you can add a conjunctive adverb. Okay, so conjunctive adverb examples are words like however, therefore, additionally, certainly, for example. Okay, those are, they follow this format right here. So you'd have the incomplete idea, the independent clause, the semicolon, the conjunctive adverb, a comma, and then the independent clause. So here's an example of just a semicolon. Here's an example of a conjunctive adverb. Here's another conjunctive adverb. Here's another just semicolon example. And these are all correct. All 4 of these are punctuated correctly. All right. So, just as a quick recap, today we learned about stop punctuation, avoiding run-ons. We talked first about what an independent clause actually is, what you need for an independent clause so that you can help recognize them in your own writing. We talked about joining them together with a comma and then a fanboys as being one proper way to join 2 independent clauses. And we talked about using a semicolon with or without a conjunctive adverb as another proper way to join 2 independent clauses. I hope you found this illuminating, and I hope you have a wonderful day.